Welcome to the Grown Up Kids podcast, episode number 1304.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're super up late.
It's only 11.
So we are here with some people from out of town. Nate and Mike. They're from Wessico.
From Wessico.
We're sponsored by every satanic beverage company, starting with Monster.
Is that the one where the lady goes, and then you drink it, and the devil laughs? That's my favorite one. That's my favorite video. It's so funny. She's like, each one is the sixth in the Jewish culture.
What year? What year are we celebrating again?
2024?
Our podcast birthday.
Oh.
It's late.
It is late. It's super late. Well, it's getting late.
When the podcast turns 13, will we still be the Grown Up Kids podcast? Or will we be the Grown Up Teenagers podcast?
Still the grown-up kids because we're grown-up kids.
It's late. We actually went to San Antonio to pick up Brandon and PK. Actually, PK drove from Huntsville, and me and Mike went to go pick them up, and we came back all in the same day. So we're all exhausted, but we feel like this loopy nonsense is going to be really fun. So happy birthday. We're kind of late, but we're supposed to celebrate in April, but life happened and we kind of pushed things back.
It's okay. We don't celebrate Jesus' birthday on his actual birthday, but, you know.
That's true.
That's how it works.
Conspiracy theorists. Just kidding. He's true.
I pulled a Cody
Speaking of
Rhodes.
conspiracies, do y'all think Trump got shot?
Dude, right out the gate. This has got real political.
Oh, I'm going to give this to Mike.
Oh, yeah, he got shot. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely bullets and everything, you know. People behind him got shot.
Was he meant to die? That's the other part.
Died.
That's the conspiracy.
The reason I
was he
asked
meant
this
to
is
die?
because I just got off of Twitter and I saw people posting a picture of Trump and like his ears intact. So people are just like going crazy, like
It's fake and stuff.
yeah.
You know, pew, pew.
I saw, I mean, it could have been edited or whatever, but I saw a video of like the angle they zoomed in and you could see his ear like get separated when the bullet skims his ear.
And I also saw a post that the FBI like confirmed it, but
Yeah, I saw the video. It's super slowed down, and it was like you can see his ear like rip open. And it was just like it barely got it. So if it is together, I mean, it could have been sewn or something. You know what I mean?
I think BlackRock is behind it.
what?
Oh, really?
What is that?
BlackRock is
It's
BlackRock, Vanguard, and U.S. What's the other one? There's three of them.
But it's more than two. They own everything.
They own everything.
It's another rock thing, right?
They own the whole world.
Or it's Black Stone.
No,
Black
it's
Stone.
BlackRock.
BlackRock.
No, it's BlackRock.
No,
Blackstone is the
BlackRock.
brittle.
But there's another one with either black or stone.
Yeah, because that's what he said earlier. BlackRock is a big corporation. They own
that owns a bunch of stuff.
most of all of real estate.
Including, I think, Pfizer, by the way.
Yeah,
Right? Don't they own
They
Pfizer?
own everything.
The thing that the government made you put in your body
Yeah.
during COVID. I heard a comedian say that he thinks that Biden is the only president that you can assassinate with a punch. He's just like, get it, whatever. He like literally dies.
Dude, but the crazy thing is the kid, BlackRock, made an advertising company for school because they partner up with a lot of schools, programs, and stuff like that. The kid that did the assassination, he was in the advertising. They based the commercial around him
Yeah, I saw that.
years ago. And then they took it down when all that happened.
Is Biden dead, by the way? Did anything come out of that?
Dude, my parents were in Vegas while he was in Vegas.
When?
When last weekend.
Oh.
And so there was an emergency.
Oh,
There
yeah.
was an emergency like ambulance that happened, or like something happened with Biden, and apparently he almost died.
Yeah,
he
that's
got
what I
really
heard.
sick
Yeah, and it
in
turned out
Las
to
Vegas.
be, and it turned out to be COVID, right?
Yeah, that's what they
he
said.
had COVID before he went to Vegas, but like he had a lot of complications while he was in Las Vegas, and he was supposed to do a speech there.
That's crazy.
And my parents were there, and they said, like,
I still haven't heard anything. Like, I don't know if he's alright.
I don't think he's ever come out since then. Like,
That's
dude,
crazy.
his speech, he never said anything that why he dropped out of the race. He just said,
Well, John was telling me that, or what were you saying about the AI? Like,
No, that just his voice sounded like more clear, profound. Didn't sound like he was stumbling through his words. It sounded like
it was at the Kamala rally.
yeah. It sounded like he was very concise and wow.
And you can even tell, like, when she was talking, she was just like, okay, hope you can hear us, Biden. And you can tell there's a pause, but like it was a clean pause.
Yeah.
Not like in the phone, you can still hear like people breathing or like little clatter on their phone. It was like perfect dead air.
and she like almost said recording, right, or something. She
Yeah.
almost said the word recording.
yeah, she almost said like, "Oh, thank you." Like we can hear in the recording, or she's like, "Rec," and then she corrected herself like on the phone.
Yeah,
something.
That's wild,
Dude.
bro. Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't see that clip?
It's
supposedly
wild.
Joe Biden's on the phone and she's like, "Oh, it's so good to hear your voice, Joe," or something like that. It's just like,
Yeah, I think the problem with her is like, one, the people, the American people did not vote for her to represent the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? Like, that's a huge problem because they did it so late. I mean, everybody's known, everybody's seen it for maybe a year or two now, like Biden's decline. I think he's barely dropping out.
Bro, in the past 4 years, I never heard anything that she's done.
Nah, she just keeps saying a lot like she's going to do this, or like I know one of the things that she was in charge of at the beginning was like coming to the border.
She's never been down here.
And I think after they straight up told her like, "You've never been," though, I think like a week or two later, I think she came down here. I don't know if it was down here, it was probably like El Paso.
I think they're saying that it has to be her because the Biden-Harris administration had like $100 million of funding from all these people. So, yeah, but they used the loophole of it being Biden-Harris. So apparently, like, if it wasn't her, then that money would, I wouldn't
kinda go
think
away.
that it'd be just like erased or go to nothing. But I guess there's like a stipulation that it has to be Biden-Harris. So they're like, well, I guess it'll be her. But the people didn't vote for her. So
Yeah,
that's not democratic, like, at all.
she's not the vice president, right?
She's the vice president.
But isn't that like the next person in line if something happens to the president?
Yes, but
Right now,
you're not
in this
You're
term.
not elected though.
Right, but she doesn't have to be elected. If something happens to Biden and he can't be
Yeah, but-
president,
yeah, but
then
this is
they
a-
don't have to elect her to be
True.
president.
But this is for the future. So they have
Right now, if something
they
happens
would
to
have
him,
to. Yeah, they would.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about right now. I was like, well, right now they
No.
don't need to. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like if she wants to run, if she wants to run for president,
You know what came to mind? What came to mind is Patrick whenever he's the caveman Patrick, and he's like, when he's breathing. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. You read
so
my
like
mind.
if she wants to run for president, even as a vice president, you need to run for the primaries. So she wasn't even in the primaries. They just kind of like nominated her.
How well do y'all keep up with politics and stuff?
I
not at
do.
all.
I love politics.
I think I'm such like a problematic person because I'm like, I don't keep up with it, and like I should be aware, and it's like I would imagine that people are.
Brandon is just looking at me. He's like,
No, like it's so easy for
Way
us
past
to
my bedtime.
like to vote who we feel we should vote for, but it's like, but you don't even know like I don't even know what's going on.
yeah.
So I think that's a good thing too to not
Uh,
know what's going on.
My question is like what you were saying. Like I always hear like presidential nominees, whatever you want to call it. Like we raised 100 million for the campaign, or like it's like, dude, 100 million. Like, do you really need that much? Like, what happens to all that money? Like, how is it used in a campaign? Like
For
advertising,
ads.
sure, but like, dude,
YouTube
100
ads.
million. Even Trump the other day, like, he said at a rally, he's like, we raised 32 million in 24 hours. I was like, bro, like, how much?
It's for him to like all the rallies that they do. It's paid by
I
donations.
know, but 32
It's
million.
run as a it's,
Or
it's
100
run as a
million? It's kind
nonprofit.
of crazy.
Like even the local like school boards or the mayors and stuff, you see like signs on the side of the road, vote for this person, all that stuff. I mean, these people running here locally, that costs tens of thousands of dollars easily. So you do that across the country, and it's expensive.
Yeah, people think that like Trump pays for all that. He doesn't. Like it's the people, the Republican Party pays for all the advertising. All,
It's funded.
Huh?
It's funded.
yeah, it's supposed to be run like a nonprofit. Like, but a lot of these lobbyists profit from that.
Well, we were having an
So, yeah.
interesting conversation with Gwen's uncle, right? That one time. We went to Perry's. Shout out Perry, super delicious.
And
We
shout
had
out
that for
Gwen's
dinner.
uncle.
Yeah. You said that he had some background in like security, right? Working
What's his name for $5?
for $5. Ufidelio.
Oh, Fidelio.
No, I don't know his name. We had lunch with Gwen's uncle, Beto, and he was giving us some insight because Isaac was asking questions about the assassination attempt. And he was like, there's a lot of like red flags, a lot of stuff. Like it's kind of like, I don't know, something seems off about it. And
I'm sorry, dude. I just have the giggles. I'm
it's okay.
so
It's okay.
sorry.
No. Embrace it. Embrace it.
It's just, it's late.
Yeah, no. You're good. You're
okay.
good. You're good. And he just said there's a bunch of red flags. And then, but one of the things I thought was crazy that he mentioned, yeah, we're on. Oh, by the way, guys, we're in my new apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Woo, woo.
Brandon was reacting to the footsteps he hears above us on the second floor. And they're probably having some reactions to hearing us scream and laughing up in here too. So, yeah. But he was saying how whenever a president is done with his term in the office, that he keeps like the Secret Service stays with him like forever. Going back to what I said earlier, like I don't know anything really. Like I don't stay up to date with stuff. And so when I heard that, I was like, "What the heck? Like that's crazy."
That was new to me, too.
Yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting that they stay
Well,
with him forever.
He also thought it was staged, right?
Like staged how
Like
like
that was only 2 days after.
like
or
on his
whatever.
like on his end or
Day after. It was the next day. So
Huh?
That was a hot take.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think people started to come out to say that,
like
it was
he staged it.
I don't know. I don't remember how he thought it was staged.
No, I don't think it's staged in the sense of what happened. I think it was staged in the sense of how it happened. No, it just
I did it. Oh, that's funny, dude. Dang it, you didn't have a mic.
I have two right here. So I'm pretty sure they picked up
no, it's just how it happened. The area, the security, the shot is in question as well, because why were you aiming? I get it, like they showed like when he turned his head, it barely hit him, whatever. But why would you aim here and not more forward to the front of the head where you can pierce? As a marksman, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what he should have done. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, he was like 20 years old.
Yeah, well, I guess.
That
But
could've
he was either really bad with his aim or he was like super pinpoint accurate.
Yeah, it
How did
wouldn't
they
be
even-
the second. It would not be that he's super accurate because,
he got off
I mean,
like
there-
5 shots.
yeah, he got. I think it was.
And what the heck was the Secret
3 or
Service doing
5.
in the 5 shots?
Dude, that's the part that they were like,
should
what the
have
heck is
shot
happening?
this dude right
so,
away.
well, but apparently one of the local police department went up onto the roof before
Yeah.
he took shots
Saw him.
and was like, oh shoot, and then like jumped off
Why?
the building.
Because he said that the guy turned around and pointed the gun at him.
Yeah.
And as soon as he did that, the cop was like, nope, I'm out of here. And jumped off.
And I think that
That's-
made him in a flurry just go and start shooting.
But apparently they
But-
knew about him like 30 minutes to an hour
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But to comment on what you said earlier, like they say that the average like 9 or 10-year-old that knows how to use a weapon can make that shot.
Yeah, it wasn't
it's
that
literally-
far.
Like
It
they
wasn't
say,
that far. Yeah.
they're saying that like literally apparently
We don't wish death on anyone. We're just hyperbole here, guys.
I mean, I've never used a long range weapon like that. But apparently they're saying like it would take me like 10 minutes to learn how to make that shot 9 times out of 10. So it was like an easy shot, but I think just in the spur of the moment, I guess with
Here's-
the other cop like being right there, he probably thought he was about to get shot from behind.
I just don't get why if he saw that, why he didn't radio Secret Service to take this dude out and be like, hey, this guy has a gun on the roof. And take him
started
out.
shooting right after the guy like jumped off. I
So
think it
that was
just
one of the
like-
things that Gwen's uncle said, because he said that whenever Trump came to the border, he said that there was like drones hovering within a 3-mile radius, right? He said, and they were checking to make sure that he was secure, everything was safe. So granted, Trump's not the president, right? But it doesn't mean he doesn't have the Secret Service and like the resources and stuff.
There
So
was no
there's
drones
no
there.
way. But I'm saying that there's no way
That's
that
another
they didn't
thing.
make a sweep of
Yeah.
like that wasn't even that far away from where he was.
Oh, no,
Like,
yeah.
how did they miss that?
That's
Like,
another thing is apparently he was requesting more support from the Secret Service and they kept denying it.
And
Yeah.
then on top
like-
of that, the director of the Secret Service went on trial,
Mhm.
and they pinned her like it was bad, and then she resigned.
That's what I was trying to get at with the whole radius thing. Even if they didn't do a sweep, right? A 3-mile radius sweep. The fact that this kid
Oh yeah.
to get up there with a rifle without really thinking, like, I mean, he knew that he was gonna die. There's no way he didn't think he was not gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
But like for him to be army crawling and all that stuff up there, and he saw and he heard people like pointing out at him and stuff like that, like he did not take the shot immediately after people were pointing at him. So like
Yeah.
that just seems weird.
Off. Yeah.
That seems off that he didn't think they spotted me. I need to take my shot before they take me out. The
But
fact that
also-
they saw him, they pointed it off to the officers, to the security or whoever, and it took forever for that to be addressed. The fact that he had that gap of time to take his shot, but he waited till way later to do it. Like it, I don't know. There's just too many like.
Yeah.
There's too many inconsistencies. I mean, not that we wanted it to go well, but I don't know. It just
No,
seems,
it's-
and that's
it's
because I
super
know
fishy.
very little. Like I know like a grain of
Yeah.
salt probably compared to everything you guys know, but just from like the outside perspective, who doesn't really know all that much about politics, I'm kind of like, yeah. And then I remember telling Gwen's uncle that I was like, look, I think that it was an inside job. I just think that Trump wasn't aware of it, and they could because they wanted the
They want
most.
to get rid of him.
Well, I think that they wanted the most sincere reaction out of it.
You think Trump's team wanted
I
or
think
did that?
I think that that's a possibility that his
I
team.
don't think so.
Well, like hear me out. So what I'm saying is, I think that his team knew what was going to happen, but they didn't warn. Like I think they wanted it to be not so much to kill him, but they wanted him to like for this to like fuel the election. Like they tried to take him out, they didn't.
Yeah.
So
I've
I don't
seen
think he
enough
was
pro
ever meant to
wrestling
die,
believe that.
but I do think he was meant to get shot somehow
to get him over.
But this
Yeah.
is what I think. I know this is what I'm saying. What I'm thinking is that they didn't tell him, because if you tell him, he's gonna be anticipating and be like, dude, I'm about to get shot at any point. You know what I'm saying? So he had no idea.
There's also
But I
another-
feel like his people knew. Like in my opinion, I feel like there's no way that this guy was up there for that long and nothing happened to him. And then he got his shots off, and then boom, he's dead.
There's
Like,
also
I don't
another
know, it's
video.
Too much.
There's also another video of them being alerting him of a shooter. I forgot where it was. I don't know if it was the last election or this recent one, where they inform him of somebody having some type of weapon, and the Secret Service escorting him out, and he runs out. And they were like, "Tell me the difference between these two." Like, under a real threat, he ran, but when something happened to him, he came out and he was very like, they were like, if you're under a real threat getting shot at, you don't know if that's the only guy. Why would you let him come out and be like,
Yeah, that's the
You
other thing.
know,
Like, why did they let him go on
that's-
stage if they knew something was up?
That's bad in your protection, and that's bad for your guy if he gets shot again, because you're opening him up to the shots again, potentially. So I think to me that makes sense, is that it's an inside job. Obviously, it's really late. We're talking about politics on the Grown Up Kids podcast. This is really crazy, but because it's such a crazy event that happened, and like I said earlier, I've seen enough pro wrestling to know when something's a storyline, and this just feels like one.
Yeah.
Just to get him over, it gets him more votes. It gets him more. Look at how many people were posting 50 Cent's "Many Men." You know, many men wish death upon me. You know, like, dude, come on, like you guys really
you
tried
think that kid would have sacrificed his life for that?
Here's the thing. I don't think he knew that.
So how would
To
they
a degree.
I feel
know?
like there's no
To a
way.
degree.
How
There's
would
no
they
way
know?
going
Hold on.
into it though.
Hold on, to a degree. I think he went in with some semblance of they paid him off really well, or his family really well, to be like, look, this is what you're getting into. This is you're doing this for a good cause. We're gonna protect you, because why wouldn't they shoot him right away?
Mhm.
If you went on a building right now and you had a gun, tell me you wouldn't think that the Secret Service wouldn't shoot you right on the spot.
Not just that, but like
Well, they should have.
there's another
Yeah.
video of it's Trump, and then behind him is another roof, and there's two snipers on there, and it looks, you can tell like they see the guy first,
Yeah.
and then they look away from the scope to like really make sure, and then go back in, and that's when the shots happen,
I heard they weren't allowed to shoot first.
That's what I heard
which
too.
is
But
crazy, like dumb.
yeah, because you got to protect the president, future president elect.
The Secret Service has the ability to take a shot. They have the
Authority.
to make a shot for a threat to the principal or whatever. I think that's what they call it, the principal or the primary, whatever. So as soon as they were to see another person, even with a weapon like that, pitched onto a roof, they can take the shot. They can.
Another thing that my dad was saying is he thinks it would actually be a lot worse for the Democrat Party if he actually did end up dying, because now they're gonna have him as like this a martyr, and so like it sucks that obviously this put him up there for sure, but I think if he would have died, like, forget it. You know what I mean? Like, for them at least.
I think either way would have.
I
think
don't
either
think
way.
that's
I think either way
possible.
he would have won.
Like I don't think it's possible for
Him to lose.
for the kid to be that good of a shot and kill himself. Like,
and there's a whole interview
what
with his
reason?
old classmates. I don't know
Yeah.
if you knew that. There's an interview with his two classmates, and he said, yeah, like he was in our rifle club, and he was the worst shot, and he couldn't go to competitions because of that.
and then and there's also like some of his friends from school, like I think a Hispanic came out and apparently like this white kid was like, you don't even know like how oppressed you are, like you're stupid, because like he was a Republican and all that stuff. So this guy was not on the side of Trump for sure. So people are saying that he's a registered Republican, which apparently he was, which is weird.
So apparently a lot of people have been doing that, registering as Republicans, but they vote Democrat and stuff to show like, hey, look, a lot of people don't like the Republican Party or whatever.
It's another facade, like.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, I don't think it
this
was.
kid was just sick in the head.
Yeah.
I just thought one day that he wanted to get over his life, because there's another thing too that where he was bullied severely in high school, and I think it took this. Sounds bad. I'm not wishing this upon anybody, but like, I think he got to the point where he couldn't end his own life, and was like, you know what, I might as well do it in a way where someone else shoots me, and I'll be remembered as someone.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of believable.
Like I want to go out as someone,
So
because I was a nobody in high school. So let me go out with the bang, and try to kill him and be the one that killed him and be known.
that makes
There
sense.
are people like that.
Yeah, death by cop or suicide by cop, stuff like that.
Yeah. They rather die that way
From someone else than
than
their own
kill them.
hands.
Yeah. So I think that's the ultimate thing that he wanted to do. That's my opinion.
I
I
feel
don't-
like with that, so when it first happened, I saw a video. Apparently, it was him, and like he's in a car and it's like dark. It's nighttime, and he's saying, he's like laughing. He's like, "You guys got the wrong person" or whatever. But I saw the comments and people were saying like, "Oh, it was on Twitter and it was already debunked." But I mean, it's the same guy, but I don't know if he had some kind of plan of like framing someone else or actually escaping or not because of that video. And that's the only time I ever saw that video, was that once, and then I never saw anything else about it ever again.
There's also there's also like the way he got up. The ladder was there before he got there.
Oh, so you think he set it up?
No, someone said it. Apparently, someone said it. So there's another thing I didn't tell you guys. So I have a friend where I work at.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he knows somebody in the Secret Service,
Mm-hmm.
and it showed him a picture of a ladder that was there before he even got there. So he was like, either one, he got there the day before and set it up, or someone else set it up for him. But like, how?
Oh, you know what? So apparently there was another.
But it's all over
shooter.
Twitter now. It's all over Twitter now.
That there was another shooter on a water tower far off in the distance.
Really?
That somebody was recording and they see somebody like on top of it. And
Like Secret Service? Or?
no, like it wasn't Secret Service. It was someone else.
Whoa.
But I didn't really see much after that on that subject.
I don't know much about
Well, I
guns,
guess we
so-
can all agree it was staged. No, dude.
I mean, basically,
disagree to
to
disagree.
an extent, yeah.
John had a fun game he wanted to play, by the way.
It's called, was it staged or not staged?
Yes. No, the other day, I wish I was there, but the other day, some friends were having dinner at my father-in-law's house, and they were talking about, like, an apocalypse, right? That's what it was?
Cool.
A zombie apocalypse, and out of our friend group, they were creating 3 different, like, what did you guys call them, seasons? Of, like, if it was recorded, like, what happened?
Walking Dead.
Kind of, yeah. And
Oh,
so
easiest one.
apparently I didn't make it past the first season, and I was really pissed off because there was like a bunch of people that said that I wouldn't make it past the first season. So I was like, super,
That's tough.
I know. So I thought it'd be cool if we kind of and funny more than
So
anything.
we're gonna go
If
into the
we
zombie
and I'm gonna put in
verse.
some like forest like zombie sounds on this.
You
part
should
right
put
here.
in the zombie.
I got
EP.
you.
Shots. So what's the scenario? How did this all happen?
We're recording
Church.
a podcast.
We're recording a podcast, End of
We're
the
at-
World podcast.
We're at church.
We're celebrating the 79th birthday of this podcast.
Yes.
At church, Jesus returns. This is one of the plagues.
I'm just curious. I guess out of the 6 of us, like, yeah, who would make it to season 3?
Wait, okay, so how many get eliminated per season? Or what?
Oh, it just depends. We can just come up with different.
Who dies?
If there's 3 seasons, then we should do 2 people eliminated each season. Okay.
Okay, but how is that? How does that work?
Well, I think we've all gotten to know each other pretty well.
John and Brandon
Okay.
season 1 are probably gone.
What?
What?
I'm just being honest.
Nah.
How are the conditions?
What?
So what are the conditions?
I want to
on?
know. I
I
want to know the
don't know,
reason
just-
behind it.
I
I got a sword in my room, buddy. Ain't nothing biting me. Mine is sharp.
We can start with the strengths of each person and the weaknesses of each person. But we should say it about ourselves, I think. Because then it'll just get mean.
Okay.
So for me, I think my strengths would be like trying to think through it, like planning.
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Well, thank you.
My strength would be knowing who would be gone in the first season, and it's just John and Brandon. That's just
This guy.
My weakness would be, for some reason, I
Little Debbie.
Little Debbie is my weakness. I told Gwen that, like, for some reason, I feel like she would just sacrifice herself for no reason. Like, you do not, like my wife, like
Go,
you don't
just
have
go
to
without me. Go without
go, and I'm like, we can go
Together.
all of us together, you know.
we're going just catching strays right now. Like,
I know. It's like, why'd you bring her into?
Pobrecita.
So, with that being said, my weakness would be, if somebody were to be lagging behind or something, I'd probably end up sacrificing myself. Oh, sorry. My biggest weakness is that I'm not survivalistic. Beforehand, I feel like I could become like a survivor, but I have done absolutely nothing to prep for something like that. Like Nate probably has. And I also vote for John and Brandon to be the first to go.
I just want to get down to the reason.
my strength.
I'm just kidding.
It's because he's like, I just want a reason, and then Nate just bulldozes him. Is like, okay, my strength.
My strength. Man, I really hate that. This feels so weird talking about myself like this, but I took for the physical therapy clinic job that I had, they made us take an IQ test, and the results said that I was like top 10% in the world, and that my job was supposed to be like that my job was supposed to be like a CEO or something, and that I don't know, I just think I would be the brains of the group, so that would be my strength. So
I have you surviving to the last season personally. But I have you in my
last season. My weakness is that I'm too smart, that it gets in the way. No, dude. I'm too cocky. My weakness would probably be how picky I am with food. I think if I was in that situation, I would throw that out the window, but
It's like, I'm out first episode, season 1.
luckily I have enough stored up to last me a few months, so. Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Well, I'm going to start off with my weakness. I know my weakness would be I'm not very fast.
But you are supernaturally strong.
Yeah, supernatural.
Supernaturally.
Yeah, I was like,
When I say
you're
this
strong
guy's
in faith.
strong,
Yes.
it's like, it's not physical.
It's not physical
it's
at
not
all.
in the natural.
You're spiritually fast. Just physically, you're not. No. I think it's weird because I feel like anytime I've gone to go play like basketball with the guys, like I can run for a long time. I'm not saying I run fast, but I have endurance to just go, and not like really like be like, dude, I can't do this anymore.
This is true.
So I feel like that would help me. But as far as like the speed, getting from here to here safely, like I probably definitely would be the one left behind, like trying to catch up. But I feel like while everybody's trying to like, okay, let's camp here for the night, I'm like, no, let's keep going. Like we can keep going up here, whatever. I feel like I would be that driving force to like lead the group, which is why I think it's bogus that everyone thinks I would die season 1.
I never seen.
And I was actually more interested in like debating, like, nah, you would be the first one to die because like I think this is like everybody say their own strengths,
there's
say
no
their own
debate.
weakness.
I was just trying.
Like,
to
I'll
keep
say
the
this.
peace.
Look, I'll say this. No,
I was trying to
I'll
keep
say
the
this.
peace. That's why I said that.
You said what?
I was trying to keep the peace. Because if we start being like,
No. We need to stir the pot.
Okay, let's stir the pot.
Yeah.
So I see your strength as also a weakness. In
What,
that
the endurance?
you would,
Or what?
No.
Oh,
I
because
think
that's
that-
what I was saying. My strength was with
Yeah.
my endurance. Like I can go for a long time.
Like I think you're a natural leader, but I think it would butt heads with maybe somebody who has a different plan, or like, no, we shouldn't keep going tonight. Like, what do you mean? We need to camp here, and you're like, no, we gotta go. I'm gonna go. Who's gonna with me? Like, I feel like that would probably like
John would
Yeah.
revolt at some point.
really.
I think so.
He wasn't in a mic, but Mike said that
You're dead.
that's what they said in the other group too.
what did you say your weakness was?
Did you go? Care too much.
No, that was a joke. That's being too smart. What was my? Oh, the food. Being picky. But I did say that. Yeah, I was gonna say. I did say that. In the moment, I most likely would like just eat what's in front of me.
Whether it's a person or not.
My weakness, I think, it's my knees.
My weakness.
My weakness. Just kidding.
Nah, I always feel like when I'm around the guys and stuff, I'm super lazy as hell. Like, I won't do nothing.
Don't put that on us.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I'm around you guys, like, I don't bother, like, to try or anything.
When you're around us, or just
Yeah, like, helping out with whatever, in general. I mean, it's like with sports and stuff, like, I don't run. I always complain about my knees hurt and stuff like that. But I feel like when it comes down to it,
Two truths and a lie.
But he
Yeah.
said 3 truths.
I feel like when it comes down to it, like, I would perform under pressure, right?
I feel like you're the.
Wait, so what's your
I have you in the last.
There is none.
bro's just yapping about how good he is.
That's right.
I have you in the last season because I feel like you'd be able to make hard decisions, but in a bad way. Like,
Probably.
Like as in like we
I
gotta
know I would.
sacrifice somebody here, or like we just gotta do it.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, I feel like
Freaking Game of Thrones style.
stuff like that does come kind of easy.
Sacrificing your child.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't mind. Killing people off. It's fine. Not fun.
the only reason why I would agree with that is because you have like you're not very like you don't really invest a lot like emotionally. You're kind of like just closed off. So like someone comes up
that's
to
a
you,
strength.
someone comes up to you like Survivor style, like the TV show, and be like, "Hey, we need to team up. We need to get rid of this person." You're like, "Okay, like let's do it."
Or like if somebody needy comes by, you're gonna focus on your own people, which is good in this scenario.
Nah, I feel like that's the other thing. Like, obviously in this fictional world, but I think a lot of with zombie apocalypse is like the number one enemy is not the zombies; it's always people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, or maybe not you guys, but still.
See, and that's why I have you like I don't know about last, but not first because the way you think, like, is always gonna keep me on my toes, and like I'm like, oh, like that can
makes
actually
sense.
happen. Also, your conspiracy theories like are just gonna keep me entertained for a while and just.
So the reason why I don't think that I'm gonna keep defending myself. Nathan, you're scared of like the tiniest thing. There's no way you're living past first season. Ain't no way, bro.
I would
You
be
get
scared
so
of the zombie, yeah.
I know, but like to survive, like you can't
You
be
have
like
to kill them.
you have to like just and I
just
feel like
think in
that
the
would be a
moment I would
reason.
lock in though.
Like I would consider that to be not even the food, because I feel like food you'd figure out a way to make it happen.
The food.
Typical scenario. Who do you think in this on this couch in this living room has the most experience with like post-apocalyptic?
I'm gonna throw this out there. I played COD Zombies for years and years and years. I know how to make trains and. Y'all, look it up, y'all. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Hey, Left 4 Dead,
Run circles around them.
Walking Dead. I watched every season of
I
Walking
feel like
Dead.
PK would survive.
I would say.
Seen every zombie
like you would
movie.
survive.
Wait, we gotta go through you guys, and then we'll give our final rating.
Okay.
I'm not dying.
I got 9 seasons of you.
I think my strengths are and weaknesses are a duality because I can act impulsively, but that can also be my weakness. Because, I mean, yeah, like it, but also like I'm really slow too. So like if something's going on, I'm like, dude, come on, or whatever. All right, you know. But at the same time, like if I'm too tired and like it's coming after me, I'm like, all right, God, I made it this far, you know. I
think
would-
you're a follower, but you do give good, like, reinforcement.
I'm
Let
a
him
good
talk to
number
you like
2.
that.
I'm a Dwight.
How many times did we ask what we should eat, and you're like, y'all don't ask me, I'm down, like, y'all. But in moments like this, it's like, okay, well, what do we do? And if we have, like, the reason why they think I die is because I'm a leader and I overstep or whatever. And in your case,
They're just mad because we would take over.
in your case,
They're just mad because we take over.
No. In your case, you would actually probably make it pretty far because you're like, just like I know Brandon so well. He's my best friend. I know him so well. He would literally say, "Y'all just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Just tell me what to do. Okay, I need you to go check that room and bring everything back from." He'll do it. You'd be
Yeah,
worth
I'm a
keeping
I'm a
around.
doer.
Now, as far as you getting tired and slowing down and being like, well, shoot, like I'm tired already, like that's something else. Because that's an issue.
Oh yeah.
Especially for survival. I'm talking about survival.
They don't talk to you like that. That's crazy.
But the reason why I said who here knows the most, because I feel like even though I may have this idea of how it could be better, if I don't know anything about zombie survival, I'm not gonna try to take the leadership role and be like, no guys, we need to do this, because I'm like, I don't know what the freak
First
I'm
thing
talking
you need
about.
to
I don't
get
got a
is
truck.
body armor.
I don't got a this. I don't got a that. You know what I mean? Like I can't run
They can't
faster
bite
than
you.
everybody. Lead everybody.
Can't get infected.
Oh. I thought you meant to spray.
What about
Axe.
you, PK? What are your strengths and weaknesses?
I think my strengths, I'm pretty handy. Like I'm a handyman, so I know how to build things. I know how to make a house out of sticks and rope and stuff like that, or resourceful. That I know how to use. Well, I think everybody here knows how to use a gun. I know how to use a gun. I think when it comes to like I'm very observant of things, so that's like my big strength. It's like, okay, this is doing this, so we have to do it this way, kind of thing. So I'm pretty observant. I think my weakness is not showing my strengths, I guess, or not showing my strengths, but like if I see something, I'm not one to like say, oh, like let's do it this way. I'm just kind of like, well, let them figure it out. Like I'll just do it. I'll do my thing, and if they like it, then we can do it. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's my weakness.
I could see you being like a peacekeeper between like our group and maybe another group or something.
Maybe,
like, kinda like
yeah.
bringing communities together.
Maybe, but I can be assertive.
So you're the next season for sure. That was good.
This guy.
That was good.
How did you guys vote?
But I feel like I would
Oh, yeah, how
last.
did you
I feel
guys
like
vote?
I would last all the way to the end.
Of course.
No, but I feel like more strongly about myself.
Oh yeah, everybody feels.
I'll say this. I don't think I'll make it to the end for sure. Won't make it to the end. I think I'll like if I'm thinking about it in real terms, I'd probably make a huge like pivotal decision that would help y'all survive, and I would die. But I sure as hell am not dying season 1.
The reality is that this group would be pretty good. Like we're better than average survivors for sure.
So you don't honestly think I would be out for a season? You're just saying that because I chose you.
No. I think at some point you would.
No,
I think the
No,
fear.
that's wild.
I think the fear factor would overtake
Dude, I'm
you.
telling you right now, I wouldn't be scared.
I don't know, big dog. I've seen you squeal over like the littlest things in the dark.
Okay,
before.
let's go to the corn mazes here.
Huh?
Let's go. To
Let's
the
go watch
corn
a scary
mazes.
movie, big dog. You could list 10 different things that you may feel as a weakness, and my number one thing that could get you killed is just your fear.
But
That's
fear
it.
being the only reason I die is kind of crazy.
Fear is a huge thing.
And I'm telling you, I wouldn't be scared. If my life depends on it, John, I'm not going to waste my time being scared.
I think I would survive pretty long because I'm a fighter. I'll fight my way out. I don't care.
Brawler.
Also, I don't seriously think it's you two. I just was picking on you, but
Nah, he meant it.
So, like I said, I think all of us would survive more than the average person, personally. I really do think that. So I don't think it'd be like, I don't think it'd realistically be like 3 seasons, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. I think it'd be like several seasons in. I would say like season 3. I think
John would die.
I feel like John would be the first to go, because there's typically a big, like, you'd be so instrumental to this group that it would just be like something drastic would happen.
this will be the reason you either die season 1 or you honestly last to the very end. It's one of the two. You're going to come up with a freakishly awesome, creative way for us to defend ourselves. You're going to turn these curtains into something. You're going to do something crazy. And if it fails, then you're done. But if it freaking works, because that's how your mind works. You creatively come up with like the most insane things and it works. Like that could be your downfall.
So for me, dying season 1, and then we die season 2. I would say people who survive the apocalypse are typically a little more selfish than people who die first in the apocalypse.
True.
Not all the time. Like you kind of
So,
have to. Yeah.
I think with Nate also, I think he said that you're also kind of too nice, and I feel like that would be your downfall.
You'd try to bring everybody together.
And I feel like the one guy that just wants to kill people would just be like, I don't like this guy. He talks too much.
Ooh.
Because people are crazy, especially in the apocalypse.
It's weird too, because some people would lock in. Like I feel that about myself. Like, and Nate. Like I
I feel like you would be good at talking to people, like
Me?
other groups. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd probably assassinate me somehow. They'd kill me for sure.
Too nice. How would that be my
I
downfall? in a
think
zombie
as
apocalypse?
in like you would sacrifice yourself for others.
Like if one of us breaks a leg, you'd be the guy to carry that person throughout the whole thing, because it's just how caring you are.
Yeah.
But that would be considered by all accounts to survive a weakness, because you're carrying dead weight with you. Like if I broke my leg, bro, they can hear me.
They can't.
Isaac would just find out other people's beliefs, and based on beliefs, he would coordinate. Yeah. Can't leave till we're done.
Okay, so none of us are surviving the cookie apocalypse.
Bro, I couldn't even. I had too many cookies today.
Damn.
You know what? That's probably why I wouldn't survive the apocalypse.
See, that's why I had you. Just kidding.
Just keep.
My snoring.
With no electricity, off the grid. Dang, that's crazy. We would put you in a container like in a Quiet Place, the baby.
Okay, now this is getting realistic because that's what would happen in your sleep.
Well, by then, like I'll probably like steal a solar panel, battery, and have my machine everywhere with me.
I don't think I'd be able. I would only be able to sleep if I was like dead tired, because I'd probably be too on edge. Like I'd want to be the one to wake up or be awake to kind of keep an eye. Who would take the
Okay.
first watch?
Okay, who wins in a fight, Kim Possible or the Powerpuff Girls?
Impossible. Nah, I just never watched Powerpuff Girls. Cartoon Network's lame though.
Not even
But Kim Possible has a guy in the chair.
Exactly. She's got a jingle too.
Insert
She's
jingle.
got Ron Stoppable and a naked Morat
Morat
and fashion.
and Knuckles.
What's the Stitch?
If this was a zombie,
Did you say Stitch?
It's Stitch, isn't it? Or Snitch?
Stitch.
Stitch. You're right.
Be the first to die. No, just because of that.
if this was an actual zombie apocalypse, where would we all rather be stuck in? Costco or at a gun shop?
Costco. Yeah, well, they have guns too,
Food.
but for the food.
Oh, you know what would be another. You know what's another? You know what's another huge weakness of mine is I have no sense of direction.
Sorry, say that again.
That's a huge. I wouldn't like if someone's like, yo, like we need to head this way. Like I would literally say like, okay, well, what is it by? Tell me what it's by. It's by the Walmart. Which one? You know what I mean? Like I have no sense of direction. I'm terrible at that. So let's say like if we just gathered everything we needed, what's the next move? We're going to Costco. I don't know where to go. I'll follow y'all. Tell me where to go. I literally don't know. Especially if it's like off the grid, like.
So right now you don't know where Costco's at.
Yes, I do. Yes, but like, what's the quickest way to get there? Y'all could say, okay, just head north on whatever. Me, I'm like, just tell me where to go.
Like right now, you can't point in the general direction of Costco. Really? Hell.
So
I know
feel
it's
like I'm
Costco's
pretty-
near where you live, right?
Yeah. So I'm the worst when it comes to directions. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't surround myself with somebody who does.
Right.
know directions.
Who has the best sense of direction in the group? Because that would be key. Especially because this is like where you grew up.
Is sense of direction kind of the same thing with like?
Intuition?
No, like knowing a city really well, like. Oh right. Cause like I would say I know McAllen like fairly well, like streets, Westlake obviously, even Harningen. The only one I know is like Culebra, where this guy lived at before. 410 Loop.
1604.
Let's say we had to like walk to San Antonio or walk to Houston.
I know how to get to Dallas without a map.
Okay.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at is like
Like
if
a
I
sense
go
of direction, you know.
like is that sense of direction in the sense of like when I drove to John's apartment, for example, for the first time, yes, I used maps, but ever since then I haven't. No matter where
I get where you.
or
okay.
like I've memorized. Yeah, whenever I go to
That's
San
like
Antonio,
you have a good like photographic. Like,
yeah, whenever I go to
like,
San
I'm the
Antonio,
same
I
way,
never
I'm the
use the
same way.
maps until like I'm past the 410 loop because I know like any exit coming up is gonna be like my exit.
Bro, San
Especially
Antonio,
yours.
you'd
So
be
your house,
screwed in San Antonio. You miss one exit, that's it.
yeah, you can either take the exit that's a couple after 410, or there's even one before, and you could go. Yeah. So I don't know if that's sense of direction, but
But you have to know where your north and south and east is.
like that I do know. Like this way's north, south.
But like, there's people that like you walk in a room, and there's people that when you walk in a room, oh, this is south. This is like.
I can do that,
Really?
but it's
Damn,
just
okay, that's
because
pretty good
it's kind of dumb, but it works for me. But I just think like, where's Mexico? And like that's south. So like I could just be anywhere
That
and be like,
works too, yeah.
where's Edinburgh, or like where's Los Angeles, where's Florida, like.
Yeah, that's actually. Like I can do that, but once I know like
Maybe I do die. Season
once
one.
I know like what's what,
Episode
I'm like,
1.
oh, this is east. Okay, so this is west.
John, we told you to go east. You went the other way. You went straight into the horde of zombies.
I thought you said
y'all-
west.
But like as far as like you know what's north and south like right now. Wow. Okay. That's where I would have trouble.
So there's 6 of us.
Because I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking how each of us have a strength that is crucial to survival. Like sense of direction, resourcefulness, being able to create stuff. You know, like somebody just be like, just tell me what to do, so I can be, let's go, let's do it. You have someone who makes tough decisions. You have someone who's a leader. You have always like, that's what you want in a group. Like if I had to choose, you know, a group of guys to face the end of the world with, you guys would definitely be on the list.
Yeah. Okay, I have my vote. This is who's the sole survivor, right? Let me practice.
Can you vote yourself?
Everybody has their vote. I think it's kind of easy, actually. Okay, ready? 30, 29, 20. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Who are you, God? Is everyone oh, he's pointing at himself. So I think, oh, you're pointing at, yeah, so PK has 3, you have 1, you have 1, God has 1.
Look, I'm gonna be really, really honest. I think us 3 would be the final 3. To be really honest, us 3 are gonna be the power team. Us 3.
Nah, you're mad, dude. You can tell.
I think us 3 would actually be the like we would have survived the probably for a long time. I think what would take us out is like I think what would take us out is like honestly it's like something stupid. I feel like we would like if we were to die, it would be something like so random. Like it wouldn't be something obvious like, oh, a zombie came from underneath the car and grabbed us. Like we would know we would know how to like move together and move. But I think it would be something random like a car exploded that was leaking and that we didn't even know it. I think we would die non-zombie related. That's my take. But I think us 3 would survive the longest and probably be the last 3 for like years to be real. Sure. Oh sure.
Tune in next week. We're gonna have a boxing match between Brandon and PK.
Stand up, boy.
I think I'd be right in the middle of the pack. Like I think I'd die right in the middle, but you would out-survive me. Well, so you give your take on why John would die season 1.
What the hell?
Because I feel like John wants answers.
I honestly, I know that I wouldn't make it to the end, but I just don't think that I would die.
I think you would.
The reasons that y'all are saying about me being a leader and stuff, and maybe not everybody agreeing at that, I feel like Nathan's my witness. I've gotten a lot better at that, especially when it comes to another world. I'm not gonna be like, don't listen to Isaac, listen to me. I'm saying we should. It's like if everybody's saying let's do it, okay, let's do it. I'll shut up. Let's just go do it. Like, I don't think that's a reason why I would die. Like, oh, you came up with an idea to build something and you took 8 hours and everybody's gone and you died because zombie. Like, I'm not gonna. Yeah. I don't think I would die season 1. If you guys vote for me to die season 1, fine. But I just honestly, I don't think so. Just watch on the YouTube chat. Yeah, John, season 1, episode 1. I feel like I think too much of different scenarios and I'm able to adapt to those different things. I do it all the time, especially like, you know, like behind the MD mics. Like it could go this way, it could go this way, it could go this way.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go the way I wanted it to, at least it went well this way. And if that didn't work out, so I feel like with that in mind, it's like we can see that they're coming from this way. The best option would be to do this. Okay, but there's this. Okay, so what do we do instead? Like I think I would be.
Shaky.
Yes. Season 1. Brandon's also season 1 apparently.
I think Brandon's season 1 because I feel like you guys would have your own little like thing, you two, because you guys are best friends. That'd be like,
you know what? Just for this mutiny here, I would hog tie all 3 of you and leave you out to dry.
I would die definitely. I would either be killed by another group, or I would die for like a zombie. Like, dang it, there was a zombie under the car. Like I should have checked. It was like everybody would have been like, yeah, we passed it.
You know what? Michael would be the guy we'd be like, we have to kill him. We have to shoot him. And Michael's like, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's why I have him last, honestly. Or him.
No, Mike would be like the guy that got bit and wouldn't tell anybody till like the last second.
No, he would tell everybody. He'd be like, hey.
He'd be like,
hey
guys,
guys,
I got bit.
Did you say you'd hang yourself?
I got bit.
That's a good question. So like would you tell us to shoot you
Before he finishes before he finishes his sentence, John would be the first to get bitten.
Shoot John first before he gets bitten.
A piece of me would want to just die to just like, I don't want to deal with this. Like I'm not in the mood. We should see of our 4 wives which wife would survive. You said your wife would
I
die.
need Michelle to average me out, so I would say at least she wouldn't die season 1.
Huh?
She's like knitting stuff, traps.
I think our wives will compete for like the last survivors.
They would be good survivors together, probably.
Who?
Your wife will probably end up being the ultimate. Our wives will probably be competing for the last to survive. What would our wives say to like about us?
They probably want their spouse to survive, be the sole survivor.
Yeah, well, Gwen's pretty honest.
He's all hold on.
I'm not
Let
sure
me think
she'd
about
put
this.
me as-
I feel like I could surprise the group and run off to like get the horde to run after me so that you guys could get away, like how y'all have said, like that I would find a way to help you guys get away, and then I would somehow end up seeing y'all somewhere else. I'm not saying I'd be the sole survivor or end it to the last season, but my knees are working just fine, big dog.
That's crazy.
Comment in the comment section
Okay.
on YouTube who you guys think would die first.
No. Who do you want to survive with in the zombie apocalypse
Everyone's gonna pick
out of
Nathan
us?
Why me?
True.
because you have a good sense of direction and you have a truck.
I'm not gonna lie, your answer was so good. I'm probably gonna steal that answer, and I'll probably do that when the zombie apocalypse does happen. I'll probably go to the military base.
I think a lot of people will try to go to the military base.
Yeah.
For me, it's like it doesn't make sense to hunker down and be by yourself. That's the opposite of survival for humanity.
Depends who you build a community with.
So, anyways, how do we end that?
Anyways, I have a son apparently.
Okay, Bluey.
Hopefully
Blue's
the
Clues?
apocalypse never happens. Michelle, come here really quick.
Oh, okay, yeah, get Michelle to do it.
No biased. I kind of feel like you're like the perfect person to ask on the spot.
You have to answer.
Okay, there's 6 of us in the podcast,
They way
right?
to make it.
There's a zombie apocalypse, right? Who's the first one to die? Who's the sole survivor?
Out of just you guys?
Yeah, like pick us off one by one. Who would be the first one to die?
First is Brandon.
Damn. I'm done.
Dude,
Cut the show.
should we do like the reason? Do you have a reason? Or are you just going with your gut? Are you just going with your gut?
It just feels right. I'm so sorry.
This is kind of savage.
She's never seen me mad.
Stir the
obviously.
pot.
If your family was there, I think you would definitely not be first, but out of just the 6 of you. I'm so sorry, Brand. I feel so bad. Nathan?
Really?
Michael? Your back is always hurting.
Tough.
You're always hurt. I'm sorry. And then I would say Isaac. And then you. And then yeah.
This is just your gut.
Just Pika is really tall and like broad, and I feel like people wouldn't mess with him. Yeah, Michael's back is always hurt. He's always in pain, so like he couldn't go too far.
So just based off that.
It's so dumb.
She only knows the goofy me. That's why.
Yeah, when I picture Brandon in a random shirt with basketball shorts. Like I don't. It
about
really
right.
doesn't make any sense. Just like the young version of Brandon, like before.
Well, they all put me to be the first one to die.
Oh, that's cute.
Cute.
Why?
Several reasons.
I feel like you're resourceful. I mean, maybe Nathan would last longer. He's a good cook, so you would. I feel like you guys collectively would keep him around to make your meals for you. Michael's not first, although I know he has his back pain. He is.
It's because you work out. That's why.
That's 4 for back pain.
It's because he's aware of what's happening around him. He can pick up on like keen like senses. Like he hears little things, and he is a protective person. Isaac is a very smart and wise man, and I feel like he would help you guys barter and create some sort of system and how to. You're very wise, and he would help get that economical system going again after an apocalypse.
Everybody's gonna be surviving, and I'm like, here's this quote I heard one day.
It's got to be heavily edited.
One of the things that we didn't talk about was that Grandpa passed away. When's the last time that we've kind of updated everybody?
So in the past year, since June of last year, we've had 5 funerals. 4 of them, we were all front row, which is crazy to think about. So last September, my mom passed. And then in April, my grandma passed, my mom's mom. I don't know if I told the podcast this. And then on July 4th, my grandpa passed, my dad's dad.
Crazy.
Yeah, so just a lot of death. But I don't know. I mean, I was sad for sure, but I feel like my mom's funeral was the worst, the hardest. Yeah. And then, so my grandma's was a lot better, I guess. There you go. Easier. Better. And then my grandpa's was good. Well, I mean, it was good.
Grandpa's funeral was good.
I think we all can agree. Like emotional wise, I was a wreck. My mom's, my grandma's was still pretty good. Cried a little bit, and then my grandpa's that didn't really cry at all. But I just feel like the funerals, it's just been a lot, so it just kind of gets you prepared for everything else. And plus, my grandpa was already older. Same thing with my grandma.
So
It was kind of like
you understand.
probably for the best.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I feel like on my dad's side, the funerals we go to, I mean, John's been to a couple of them. It's not really like during I think the actual service, it is a bit sad, but like before and after, it almost seems like there's not a funeral. Like everybody's just joking around with each other, laughing and stuff. But to me, that's just normal because every funeral I go to is kind of like that. So I know when John went at first, he was tripped out. He was like, dude, what's wrong with you guys? Like, I was like, I don't know. I mean, it's how it is all the time. So
We're just like in little cliques, and they were like laughing and talking and almost looking like it was like a family reunion, which typically happens when you go to when there's a death in the family. You see family that you haven't seen in a long time, right? I understand that, but it's almost as like if they come in the day before, that's usually when you get to spend time, hang out, whatever. But like at the funeral, like hugging and like laughing, and to me it was just kind of wild. Like I'm used to just kind of sitting in like reverence or like honoring the person who passed away. Is reverence the right word? Yeah. And like just being respectful. Not that, because I honestly feel like that's exactly how the funeral was going to go, right? Like not only because that's how they've gone in the past with dad's side, but I honestly feel like that's how Grandpa would have wanted it. He just would have wanted everybody just to hang out.
oh yeah, he's not a serious person at all.
Yeah. So I think it kind of wouldn't have gone with who he was, because that's not how he was. He was very like always smiling and joking around. So I think people felt at home to be able to do that. But there was a few interesting things that happened at the funeral. Well, I'll say one. You can say the other one. They got a mariachi to do it. I asked somebody like if you don't mind me asking, like how much did y'all pay? Like it was bad. It was just so bad.
How bad?
Like I have voice memos of how bad it was.
I've experienced that kind of culture of like people renting out mariachis, even for like any little thing. And not only do they charge a lot, but they're usually most of the time mid.
Mm,
Like I think you can rarely find
a good one.
like a good mariachi. So I would imagine that they probably paid a lot and it wasn't that great. There's only 2 guys.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is that like I honestly felt that they did like their best. It didn't seem like they were like they didn't want to be there. They did it like with everything that they could possibly do it with. But like the end result was like, dude, this is bad. Like this, and it was very distracting.
So yeah, there was that, and then I think the most interesting was my grandpa's neighbor. So like he's a sweet guy, like he cares a lot for my grandpa and stuff. But he just definitely wasn't the best person, I guess, because like we put my grandpa in a nursing home. Like his mind was like he wouldn't remember a lot of stuff. He was in a nursing home, but he kept thinking he was in a hospital. He's like, "Why am I here again? Like, when can I get out? I'm leaving. Like, can I leave today or tomorrow? You know what I mean?" But it's like, hey, you gotta, obviously stay there and stuff. Well, this Joker freaking took him home from one of the nursing homes. Hey, just get in the car. We'll just say we're gonna go eat or something, and then they.
Were they like friends? Like he was
Oh, yeah,
friends
yeah.
with him, and then he was like, bro, I'm gonna get you out of here. Like,
Mhm.
Grandpa, like his best friend.
Oh yeah. I was saying like,
in a weird way.
yeah. Yeah, he took him out. So that just caused trouble for like our family. Like
Because then he couldn't find him.
we couldn't find him. My dad was out of town trucking. My uncle was in San Antonio. So the only person, I think Michelle actually had to after work went to go check, see if he was home and stuff. He was, and then Michelle was like, "All right," he says he's gonna go back right now, and she saw him take off. His brother, my other uncle, took him back over there, or apparently, but they just left and I guess tricked Michelle that they were going back, and they just went back home, and so we had to put him in another nursing home, and that's where he was when everything happened. They said, was it like a stroke? I think that's how he passed. But so at the nursing home, they have to take him to the ER.
Mhm.
Even if he passed away there, they still have to do CPR, take him to the ER, and then pronounce him dead over there at the hospital. So that's what they did, and they said it was kind of funny because when he passed, for whatever reason, he was just holding on to the remote. And like when he had the stroke and stuff, didn't want to let go at the nursing home, at the hospital. He just died like holding the remote. It's kind of funny. But like when they're
Nobody's changing the channel.
But whenever my dad was asking like, "Oh hey, is there anything you guys want from Grandpa and stuff?" I was like, "I want the remote." He was grabbing, but they already returned it to the nursing home. I'm just being dumb. But anyways, the neighbor gave a eulogy. They asked him not to give the eulogy, like, hey, if you have a few words, you can go up there and stuff. This guy's kind of big on like TikTok a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
What does he talk about mainly?
Just life.
Oh,
So he pretty much gave the eulogy on TikTok, and then later on went.
TikTok?
Yeah. And then he went to the actual service.
said the same thing.
Yeah, almost word for word, for sure. But this guy was drinking a lot, for sure. Because when he walked by me and John, like, we just smelled the booze. So, and then that's because he took a thing of, like, tequila or something on the stage with 2 shot glasses, and he took them both. It was,
At the funeral home.
it's, yeah.
That's what he means. Yeah.
My tias kind of took it a little disrespectful the way he said certain stuff. and
I'm
stuff
surprised
like
nobody
that.
tried to flag him down or get him off.
They let him finish, and I mean, a lot of people were laughing, like my dad and his brother, my uncle, and then Maria recorded some of it, so she has it on her phone. It's pretty funny. And then when he did the 2 shots, everybody was like, "Oh, whoa! Like, what the hell are you doing here, man?" But yeah, I mean, so overall it was all right. So my grandpa doesn't take anything serious. Like, so last year his wife passed away. My step grandma. He was riding with his son, my uncle, to the service. And he's like, "Hey man, look, I know you joke around a lot. I know whenever you see people, you have a big smile. Today's not the day for that. Like, let's just, it's a serious thing. Be, serious about it." And my grandpa was like, "Well, I just can't help it. Like if I see someone, I'm going to have a smile on my face and say hi to them and, love on them stuff." And so he's always been like that. And so that's why, like, the service and stuff, it doesn't bother me. Like, that's how he is. And another thing he always says, like, "Oh, grandpa, you're like this, like that, or whatever." He's like, "That's sad but true. Like I am." So he says that, like, that's one of his sayings. So we cremated him. So on his urn, first of all, it has a semi truck because he was a truck driver, and then on there it says his name, and then it says "sad but true," and then like the day he died and stuff.
I know, like, that's been more of like the recent update with our families that grandpa passed away. And you said that you've had, in the family, we've had 5 people pass away, which is
A lot.
it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, within the past year. So it's almost like 2 every month, almost. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, for sure. And then I know I was like telling you too, with my grandpa's and then my grandma's funeral, like, it's a lot easier and stuff to handle because of my mom's. But I feel like with my mom's, I still haven't coped with it the way I should or whatever. I feel like I always have a hard time, like, actually talking about her. In a setting like this, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm fine. But, like, talking to my sisters about it, like, I can't. And the only way I can really do it, or we all do it, I guess, is we just joke around. So, like, we have, like, to me, it's not that dark of a humor, but I know to everyone around us, it's really dark. So it's just, to us, it's always funny. But
It's just one of those types of humors that's like, it's okay for you to say it, but it's not okay for us to say it. Like, whenever I make jokes about my absent father, like, it's it's good. It's I feel like it's funny and it's okay for me to say it, but I think you guys would feel uncomfortable making a joke about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's the same way. Like, if you make a joke about any of your family members that's passed, like, to us it seems crazy.
I guess it
But-
makes sense. But I
but-
feel like with us, the way we all, I'm gonna say we all feel though is like we want you guys to joke about it too. I know it's like crazy to do it
Yeah,
at
and I
first,
will never joke that way, but
and
I
then
get what you're saying.
I think it's just
It's
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
a coping mechanism.
I
for
think-
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
I've heard you say some things, and I'm like, ooh, I would never say that, or I would never want to laugh at that. But I see you getting some levity out of it. Death, as we know it, as we're mortals, we know, especially as Christians, it's not the end. It's transition. So I think that's kind of like you're almost like, I know where my mom is. I know she's fine, and I think it's a different type of strength to take, to be like, hey, yeah, my mom, and you're like, okay, man, like, it's cool,
I
but
thought you were gonna call him out on it for a second.
No,
'Cause then
no.
It sounded like you like paused a little bit. You're like, to me, it's not even a cope. It's a. I thought you were gonna say like a problem. It's a problem, man. It's a problem. I was like,
no. The exhale. Actually, your therapist is here. I think he should be coming in right now. No, I'm just kidding. BetterHelp.com. I hate those ads, dude. Go to God. Go to God.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of more of an update of what's been happening recently within the year. Because I know that they know about mom passing. I'm not sure if everybody knows about grandma and grandpa and some of the other family members. So yeah, just keep us in your prayers. What's new with me? Moved into a new apartment, which is where we're in right now. Something that we've been waiting to do. Finally, everything just kind of aligned and worked out. And what else? I think that's it. I'm excited to try. I know we've been talking about it, and Isaac is really good about, like, I could commit to this many times a month or this day a month, or what if we try this? About trying to do like we want to do, which is going to be more convenient for everybody to do, like the Zoom episodes. Because although this is fun and we do this whether it's on or not, we talk anyway. But we want to be more consistent. I know obviously we just talked about one of the major life things that's been happening in the Morales family specifically, and other things in our personal lives that's kind of just kind of put this more on the back burner for now. But we're excited to get together and hang out and celebrate another year of the podcast. But that's what's new with me, Brand. I don't know what's new with you.
Same
old.
Just raising some girls and working hard.
What about you, PK?
This fall, I'm doing my master's at Sam Houston State. So I'm pretty nervous. I haven't been in school in like 10 years. So that's something new for me. We're staying in Huntsville for a while.
How did y'all do during the hurricane? How was it? How's the house?
Dude, it was pretty crazy. We never lost power, thankfully. We're one of the only neighborhoods in Huntsville that didn't lose power.
That's amazing.
Yeah, which is
Glad y'all were good.
Because if we didn't have power, I wasn't gonna sleep without my CPAP machine. So
That's
yeah.
true.
But yeah, other than that, we're doing really good. We're committed to stay at Huntsville for a while. And Erica got a promotion with work.
It's amazing.
Huh?
It's amazing.
Yeah, so it's going good, man. It's going good. But the big thing is doing the masters. It's gonna be something different. So
Isaac,
hopefully I survive.
what's new with you, Scooby Doo?
Oh, I'm just finding my own in my new job and, selling stuff to school districts.
I saw you recently dine like a king.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of like your favorite aspects of the job? I know there's a lot of things you probably really like. No?
Interesting.
Nope. My favorite aspect is just getting money and teaching kids to read and stuff like that. But there's that part. Changing lives. But let me ask you guys a question. There was 13 of us. Did you guys see my story with like the crab and like the steaks and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
How much do y'all think that it cost?
For 13 people?
13 people.
How many entrees and how many things?
Everybody got an entree. We got appetizers.
You're talking about just the
Quite a
meal,
few
not the
people
flights
got
and all that.
desserts, and quite a few people got drinks.
For 13 people.
Easily 1,000, but I'm willing to say probably like around 1,500.
Okay. I was going to say more like closer to 2,000.
No.
It looked like really fancy to me
It was
because
fancy.
I know with those places you pay more for like the ambiance and
Mm-hmm.
like the quality and the service and stuff.
Where was the location?
Salt Lake? No. Wait, what was it called? Trulux.
Okay.
In
Easily.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Easily $6,000 to $8,000.
Oh! No, it wasn't that much.
Okay,
For 13 people.
I retract.
Oh, I thought you said 30.
Easily $2,000.
I was gonna say 4,500.
Price is right. I'll just go with 2,500.
Okay.
If that was the Price is Right rules, Brandon's closest. It was $4,200.
Is that with
how to play
tip?
the prices. Yeah.
Whenever I worked at a similar job to him where we would take clients out to eat or I would take food for the entire clinic, a lot of them started to say, like, we're okay with whatever you bring. And at the time, like, I loved botanas. Still kind of do. So I was like, bet, I'm going to take you guys a botana from Casa Mariscos. And they always were like, yeah, get yourself a plate. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to get myself a plate.
I already did.
yeah.
Say less.
So that's definitely not like your favorite aspect of it, but
It's interesting.
For me, a job is to do a job. Like it's like I find my fulfillment in my family and in church.
that's good. Nate, what's new with you?
Cody Rhodes finally finished his story.
Nice.
The story is he won the championship. His dad never won.
That's true. That's true.
Iron Claw.
I honestly don't think anything's new with me. Because the last time
Still at Vital
I
Church.
gave an update, I had said that I was on staff at Vital.
Yeah. You got your new
was that the episode?
That's true.
Was that the episode that I outed myself about destroying my dad's church van?
Oh yeah. And then you said your dad heard it or something?
I was like, Dad, I'm so sorry, whatever, and he's like, I knew, like, you don't think I knew? I was like, busted.
Shut
Mike
it down.
Wazowski?
I don't know. I guess nothing.
Name dropper.
Which one?
He said which one?
Oh, I told Valerie I wasn't talking about her,
Oh,
but she's just a
snap.
friend. I know her
Nah.
from T-Mobile.
Okay.
We're just coworkers.
Yeah, but
We were.
yeah, but you guys talk a little more.
Yeah, of course. That's her name.
You talk a little more than friends. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I got work friends too, but I don't talk to them like that.
I mean, I'm not dating anybody else, so
And you're
it
married.
don't matter.
I'm just
You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like.
I'm
That's
just
why I feel like. If I was with like a significant other, then she probably wouldn't be my friend at all. But
Okay,
I just feel like that's
okay.
out of respect for her.
Yeah. So if you were to get into a relationship today, right? Would you stop talking about how you're talking to her?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
I feel like I wouldn't talk to her as much.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
As you should.
It's that
I feel like
friendly
it's-
connection of like you're like almost dating, but you're not dating in a way. We've all had that type of friendship where you're like, you got to make it.
We've all
Something
been
is
there,
not.
am I right, guys?
Yes.
like at the July 4th party. At the July 4th party when we were all at the table and like it just got awkwardly silent and I was just like,
Yeah.
so independence, am I right, guys?
Alex freaking lost it.
Close this out, Brandon. Close this out in a word of prayer.
All right, everybody, bow your heads, close your eyes.
And then just try not to stumble on the stairs on your way down.
Let's just take a moment to reflect
Daddy God.
on all the
did.
zombie deaths that happen and the fact that John and I are still alive in season 2. Freak the haters. So, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Grown Up Kids podcast. Thanks for staying up late with us. Even though you're probably not staying up late, but we did just for you because we did not want you to miss out on everybody being here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends.
I thought you were still praying. I'm still like,
Nate still thinks we're praying. I was never praying.
Yeah. If anybody ends up getting married, ask us to come to your wedding and interview your.
Oh,
We have 2 coming your way if it's not already out. So if anybody's getting married,
once we get past 3, we're gonna start charging. So this next one is free. After that, we'll start doing wedding packages. All right. Thank you guys. Peace.
deuces. Oh!
And I thought you were laughing. I was like, damn. I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. But I think you were just breathing.
Gosh. That's horrible. all the way crazy.
What I meant, wow. What I meant to say was that you were taking a breath, but what I said was you were just breathing, which sounded really bad. My bad.
Every breath you take, every move I make, every smile you
Wow.
fake, everything you say.